What's popping out there, world? And welcome to another edition of TJ Sports Nation Network, presented by your boy TJ, straight out of KC. We back. Another week, another show. Hell of a fight card last Saturday night, man. Hell of a fight card, man. I definitely wasn't disappointed at all. Not by a long shot. It was very worth it. You know what I'm saying? So let's dive right into it, man. Let's dive right into it because it definitely was worth it, man. Let's talk about that Jared Anderson, Martin Bacoli fight, man. That that was crazy. That was crazy, man. And you know what? I called that one. I called it right down the middle, man. I said, I believe Martin Bacoli is gonna pull that fight off, and he did that, man. He did that, just like I said he was gonna do, and he stopped him. What was it? 5 rounds? That was crazy. It was worth it, man. Like that win right there by Martin Bacoli sets up a future showdown that I want to see between Martin Bacoli and the Chinaman. The man that put Deontay Wilder to rest, Zilly Zhang. That's the perfect setup. You know, the problem that I think Jared Anderson had in that fight last week, man, was I think the size was a difference because I didn't realize till last week how small of a heavyweight Jared Anderson really is, you know. So I think that played a part in it. And he just couldn't connect on anything, man. Bacoli knew how to keep his distance. He was good with that jab. That defense was there. And he just didn't leave Jared Anderson a lot of room to work with much, you know. And so I think ultimately that caused some problems for big Jared Anderson. I really do, man. I really do, man. It's not to say that Jared can't bounce back. He definitely can, you know, but he hired Ben Davison, who is the trainer for Big Tyson Fury. Oh, not Ben Davison, Sugar Hill, yeah. But sometimes you got to make more adjustments than just changing trainers and stuff, man. You know, it's a little more to it than that. And don't get me wrong. I like how everything went for big Jared in terms of, how he was boxing and stuff, but Bacoli just on a different level. Good morning, Fanning, and everyone. Shout out from New York City. Yeah, I don't know no Fanning, man. He talking about that cat down in Texas, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I ain't even about to get into that. But anyways, man. But Jared Anderson can bounce back, man. He's young, man. He can bounce back, man. He could get back into it, man. He just gotta get back to the drawing board, man. It's never too late. He's young enough, man, where he can get back into the game. Things like this happen. And that's why you can't be arrogant when you're in this game, man. You gotta really show your talents when you got that chance to show it, man. I think Bacoli was just the better man and the bigger fighter that night. And I'm telling you, in that heavyweight division, size matters, man. It really does, man. And McCauley was just way bigger than that dude. And it's crazy because Jared Anderson is a big dude. He really is a big dude. So to see things happen the way that it did and Jared Anderson get stopped, hey, sky's the limit for Martin McCauley, man. But I would love to see Martin McCauley, man, and Zilly Zhang somewhere in the future. I would love to see that, man. I think that would be a hell of a fight. I can't wait to see it for real, man. So hopefully we get that fight here in the future. I believe we are, but only time will tell. Let's move on to the next heavyweight showdown that went down last Saturday night. And unfortunately, we didn't get the results we wanted, But you got the other big baby versus Andy Ruiz. So Jarrell Miller versus Andy Ruiz. Another fight I was looking forward to. But I kind of called that fight would be a draw because I couldn't make my mind up who I wanted to win it. Because Andy had been out for a while and, big Jarrell Miller had some problems against Daniel Dubois in his last fight. So I had some concerns about him. Plus, he had weight issues. But Jarrell Miller dropped that weight, man. And he came in at about 305 on weigh-in day, which was a lot less than he weighed versus Dubois. He was about 340, 345, just a really big heavyweight. But he was moving and boxing a lot better against Andy Ruiz. Hell, it was a couple of times, I can't lie, man, I thought he was going to stop Andy Ruiz, like just the way he was looking and, with some rounds, Andy kind of took off a little bit. I had some concerns, but Andy fought a good fight as well, and he was able to battle back and forth as much as he could against him. So they ended up getting a draw, fighting to a draw. And I can't lie. I would love to see a rematch in the future, man. We got to avenge that draw. You feeling what I'm talking about? We got to avenge that draw. Because that was a hell of a fight. And, I don't know. I felt like Miller could have edged it out because I went back and I rewatched it and I thought he won a few more rounds than Ruiz did. But, I can also understand giving it a draw too, because it was some rounds that Miller wasn't so spiffy either, you know what I'm saying? So that just goes to show you, man, in that heavyweight division, how tough these matches really are. Real shit. That just goes to show you that. So we'll see how it goes, man. So then you got Andy Cruz and Antonio Moran. Now, Antonio Moran started coming back late in that fight, man. He started coming back late in that fight. He started winning some rounds and, turning some heads a little bit. But ultimately, Andy Cruz was the victor. And I look forward to seeing what happens with Andy Cruz in the future. Not a huge fan of him. I ain't going to sit up here in front, but, he is a boxer. He is a athlete. So I'm gonna pay attention to him and let's see what happens with him in the future. David Morrell and I'm just gonna call him Roddy because I can't really pronounce his name. But David Morrell, man, he did his thing. Unanimous decision win over him. And I think that David Morrell and David Benavidez, that'd be a hell of a fight. That'd be a fight that I would love to see here in the future get made. Some people say, well, David Morrell ain't got a lot of fights up under him. And rightfully so. Hell, he kind of looked like David Benavidez a little bit without the face hairs and stuff. But David Morrell is very talented, man. He really is, man. And some people like to compare David Morrell, to they like to link him to Canelo Alvarez, a possible matchup with Canelo Alvarez and things of that nature. I don't know. It might be a little bit too young in the game for that one. So I really don't know if I take it that far. But hell of a matchup, man. David Morrell did his thing, man, and he's still undefeated. And, he can only get better from here, man. He can only get better from here. Now, if they made that fight between him and Benavidez right now, I would still lean towards Benavidez just because he's got a little bit more experience under his belt, fought more champions right now, got a lot more, pro fights up under him, with the, the likes of, he fought Demetrius Andrade, was able to get him out of the way. And, Benavidez is the Mexican monster for real, man. Like, you got to get that dude his credit, man. He's earned a Caleb Plant, you know what I'm saying? So you just got to give him his credit. I'm not saying David Morrell can't get there, but if they made that fight right now, you ask me who would I lean towards, I would say David Benavidez, no doubt. So, Pitbull Cruz and Jose Venezuela. Venezuela surprising everybody, which I said he was going to do that. But it was a split decision, so it was a close victory. Man, I think they should run that one back, though, because, it could have went either way. It could have went either way, but I feel like they should run that one back. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. That was a close fight. But if I'm Isaac Pitbull Cruz, because see, that loss, that might hurt his Tank Davis rematch. It for real, it might hurt his Tank Davis rematch. So they should run that one back and so he can try to, stay in the hunt with that type of a fight. Because Pitbull is a hell of a fighter, and he likes to take it right to you, man. Come forward type guy, hard head on him, but Jose Venezuela, he fought a good fight. He fought a good fight, and he was able to edge it out, man. So you got to give that brother his credit, where credit is due. But, yeah, I think they should run that one back as soon as possible. But I like the fight. I don't necessarily disagree with the results. I thought Venezuela did enough to edge him out. But go ahead and run that one back, man. That should be a part 2, no doubt. The main event of the night, Israel Madrimov and Terrence Crawford, man. Israel Madrimov is going to be a problem for anybody at 154. I'm telling you that right now, man. Listen to me. He's going to be a problem for anybody at 154. And if you think he ain't, you a fool. That's all I'm going to say, man. He is going to be a problem. Now, I think if Terrence didn't have that over a year-long layoff, who knows? He might have iced dude out a little, iced him out of there. Because I still believe Terrence got the better skill set and things of that nature. But it's some people that believe that Israel Madrimov won the fight. That 36-year-old Terrence Crawford showed. Let me tell you something, man. Hey, check me out, man. I just think the layoff when you're off so long, in this boxing game, and then you come into a matchup against a dangerous opponent like Madrimov, that's a problem. That's a problem, man. Like that, and I think that might have affected Terrence a little bit, but I still believe Terrence was the better boxer. He's pound for pound number 1 on my list. He's pound for pound number one on my list. I thought Terrence looked good for a guy that was off as long as he was off, out of the ring, enjoying that Earl Spence money, And man, let me tell you, man, I loved it. I loved the comeback bomb. I thought he fought good. I seen him winning a lot of the later rounds. I seen him winning a lot of the early rounds. But I'm telling you right now, Madrimov is going to be a problem for anybody at 154. I'm telling you that right now, man. Mark my words, he will be a champion at 154. It may not be till Crawford move off to the side, but he will be a champion at 154. But I seen Terrence win that fight from start to finish, despite the long layoff. And, if we can get this Earl Spence and Sebastian Fundora fight popping, man, let me tell you, dog. Let me tell you, we'll get that rematch at 154. I believe, man, and then we'll see. If Earl was really damaged Earl the night he got washed by Crawford or not. That's gonna be the question. I know I want to know. I know I want to know, but I give Terrence Crawford his credit, man. Terrence Crawford is a complete dog with it, man. Ain't no question about it, y'all. For real, man. But we do shows every Saturday morning, man. From here going forward, man. We got some fights coming on today. Virgil Ortiz is coming on tonight, so y'all make sure y'all check that out on the Zone. Now, let's jump into this whole little Crawford Canelo stuff that they keep talking about, man, because I'm going to tell you right now, if I was Terrence Crawford, I love him to death. He's a hell of a fighter. He needs to leave Canelo alone. I'm going to tell you right now, there are weight classes for a reason. There are weight classes for a reason. And, man, I don't like the idea of that. I don't like the idea of that at all. Exactly, Danny. Canelo's way too big for him. You got to understand, man. Canelo's fought all the way up to 175 so far in his career, right? He's been in the ring with Dimitri Bivol, my favorite boxer in the game right now. He's been in the ring with Billy Joe Saunders, all those guys. Those some big boys, man, in that middleweight. Caleb Plant. Like, come on, man. I don't like the idea of Terrence Crawford going after Canelo whatsoever. I think it is a bad move. Crawford needs to stay away from him. Now, if he's doing it because he want to get that big payday, and that's probably the biggest fight that could be made right now, as far as Terrence Crawford goes, to really solidify another big payday in his career, then I can understand that he's willing to throw it all on the line to solidify that payday to, take care of his family. But Terrence, man, you'd have made enough bread, bro. You'd have made enough bread, my dude. Leave Canelo alone, man. Like, come on, man. Listen to me, man. Listen to me. There are weight classes for a reason. Now, skill-wise, Terrence Crawford got the better footwork, better technique, and things of that nature, but Canelo just been in the bigger fights, and he's fought the bigger weight classes, and like I said, there are weight classes for a reason, man. Terrence might get a couple of rounds in, but I wouldn't be surprised if Canelo didn't stop him, man. That's the truth, man. I just wouldn't be surprised if Canelo didn't stop him. I'm keeping it real, and I'm not even a Canelo fan. I'm not. I believe he's going to win this next fight against Berlanga, and we're going to talk about that next Saturday, and we're going to recap today's fights. But, man, I don't like this move by Terrence Crawford. There are weight classes for a reason. He needs to make some of the other big fights happen at 154. That would be the more logical thing for him to do. I don't like the look of that. I don't like the idea of that for him at all. And he mess around and really get punished by Canelo, and he'll never be the same. He'll never be the same, y'all. And that's the truth, man. It's way too big for him, Danny, man. Way too big, man. Like, I don't like that. I just don't, man. And, you know, I thought he looked good against Madrimov and things of that nature, man. But, yeah, I don't like the idea of that. I just don't, man. I love the determination by him and things of that nature. But, man, woo. Do you not realize if Terrence and Canelo, if Turkey Ali, you know, made that, and we're gonna get into that guy next week and how I think he's doing a wonderful job for the sport of boxing. But we're gonna talk about that next Saturday. If Mr. Turkey makes that fight, man, which you know, I don't know if he's still interested in it or not, man. I don't like that for Crawford. I don't. There's weight classes for a reason, man. And Crawford might want to think twice about that one. I'm telling y'all, man. Hey, it's getting good. It's heating up, man. And we got a lot of fights on the card coming up, you know, for the next half of this year. So, you know, let's give the sport the support it deserves. And, you know, next week we're gonna talk about, you know, Mr. Turkey and how he's benefiting the sport of boxing. And we're gonna talk about Canelo and Berlanga, and we're gonna recap, you know, Virgil Ortiz tonight, man. We're gonna get into all that next Saturday, man. So y'all make sure y'all tap in with your boy. Much love, appreciate it.